welcome to our YouTube channel where we talk about immigration process, especially if you are a J1 non-immigrant visa holder and really longing to be with your partner to live here in the United States of America. So this topic is more on how can you cope up with a long distance relationship if you know that it is going to be hard in your part. So, what are the ways for us to really stay with our partners? I used to be a J1 teacher and now living here in the United States of America, especially here in Florida, and got my green card through a J1 waiver process. So, we are advocating through the J1 Waiver Helping Hands group about our small channel, Powerful Couple Journey, and at the same time, the J1 Waiver Helping Hands, where we have 4,200 members already. This is a private group that we are sharing ideas about the J1 waiver process. So the very reason why we wanted to have the J1 waiver is for us to stay with our partner, especially if you are married to your US citizen spouse here in the US. It's not easy nowadays. There are a lot of things that you have to prove, one of which is your bona fide real marriage. You must be in the same house as much as possible. There are people that are in the different states, so they have to have extra ideas and evidences to show that they are really a real couple. For those who are watching right now, thank you so much for being here. I do really appreciate your presence. Thank you that you are giving your time and attention here, especially for those that are really seeking for their waiver. I am not an immigration lawyer. I will always tell this in all of my videos at the same time in all of my social media accounts because we do not want to do the unauthorized practice of law. We are now navigating to learning about the legal documentation because we want this to be official. And we have J1 teachers that are really asking for help. So, me and my husband were really trying to have something up and running. That way, we could help more people that would really be sustainable. So, for those who are watching right now and watching this live video, thank you for being here. I do really appreciate your time and attention. Thank you. Thank you for all your comments, for your hearts, for saying hi. Marian YS22, hi. Thank you for being here and for all other people that are watching this live video. I am really thankful for those that stopped by and saying hi to this one. Oh, JXMES, I'm sorry to say that you can't hear anything what I'm saying, but this is shout out to you, okay? JMX, thank you. Thank you for being here. This is the heart sign for Koreans. Yeah, giving you a heart sign right now. Um, Heba Elgozoli, hi. Thank you for being here. Aidan, hello. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the like and for leaving your comment. I do really appreciate your time and attention. And for those that are watching, thank you. Thank you. Ardianto, hi. Thank you. Mary Cooks, oh, I'm so sorry that you have that kind of difficult times right now. But you know what? Have faith, and everything will be well. And you know what? Life is so precious. If you are living here on this earth and you have something in mind, think of it as your purpose. You have a purpose-driven life. So right now, even though you are in that kind of situation, Mary Cooks, you are still a blessing. Okay. So cure that one by thinking that you're a blessing and you can bless other people in your presence alone. All right. So thank you for being here. Now, the reason why we created this live video, I mean, all of the time, especially if I have some spare time in the evening, is this. I am sharing ideas to you about the J1 waiver process. I know this is not a hot topic right now, but listen, immigration is a big topic. We want you to have the legal process, and we are really pursuing about legal documentation. So please do it the right way and not just because you wanted to stay here in the US, okay? Now, if you are married to your US citizen spouse, of course, you don't want to have a long distance relationship. Who would like to have that, right? Not unless you feel like, okay, I can be okay in the Philippines, especially if you're from my home country, the Philippines. Shout out for those who are watching right now from the Philippines. And you can say, yes, I can fulfill the 2 year rule, then go do it. But for those like me who's really having a hard time navigating and even thinking in a very small glimpse of time to be away from my husband would be very detrimental, right? And there are a lot of hardships too, not just emotional hardship, but of course there are financial hardship and psychological hardship. There are also what career hardship, anything that you can think of that is relating to your case. Now, think of this as a spouse. You don't want to be separated or relocated, right? Especially if you already got your roots here in the US. Shout out for those who are watching right now in the United States of America, in the whole 50 states. Thank you for being here. Now, listen, we already got a J1 teacher who's really open to his problems, and we are really trying to give them at least like motivation to just go move forward and do the best they can. They have an immigration lawyer, but they also wanted to have the person that could that they could reach out and no hesitations to really give ideas, just like me. I know the struggles. I've been in your shoes before. So, whatever the things that I can give you or motivate you, because it helps me as well. It helps me to think that I have a purpose here, not just, living, earning, and giving something to my family. But of course, I wanted to be that stranger who will shed light because I've been to the immigration process already. I'm not an immigration lawyer, but I have the ideas and I've made my papers on my own with the help of my US citizen spouse. So we can guarantee you that whatever we're saying right now is based on our own experiences and based on the experiences of other J1 teachers who have had tremendous problems right now with their papers. So one of which is this J1 teacher doesn't want to have a long distance relationship. So they would like to stay here in the US, right? They wanted to flourish, they wanted to do the best they can. That way they could stay together. Nobody wants to have a long distance relationship. That's what they wanted to pursue. That's why they wanted to stay here. Unfortunately, they got their Form I-130. It got approved on the spot, but they filed their adjustment of status, the green card, prematurely. So they got denied. Now, even though she got an employment authorization, it was said here that the employment authorization that is based on their adjustment of status is automatically terminated. They were only given 18 days to reply or respond to the notice of denial. See, you're not just putting money there, you're putting your energy and you're putting your status at stake. What if you are already on your fifth year or on your sixth year and your employment authorization card is the only way for you to work? So, what you're gonna do now? You have to consult your immigration lawyer, ask them to be strategic, and then at the same time, you have to know the legal ways. As much as possible, if you are on your sixth year and you are not under a J1 visa anymore, do not work. You might have a problem. You will just say, because this teacher said, oh, I still have till 2000, let's just say 2027. But the problem is they got denied with their adjustment of status. So that's a big problem right there. So, as much as possible, please focus on your waiver, which is the Form I-612 and your DS-3035. Once it will be approved, then that's the time for you to apply for your AOS, adjustment of status, which is the green card, and your employment authorization, which is the work permit, and your petition. Because the petition will always be approved especially if you get married to your US citizen spouse. All they need is what? Your marriage license, pictures together, maybe like mortgage or insurance, anything that shows commingling. That's how simple it is for petition because you are the immediate relative of your spouse, US citizen spouse. But if you apply for your AOS or adjustment of status, then that's going to be the problem. That's why we don't want to advocate for that. Okay, we don't want to have you some problems along the way that made you what, have a long distance relationship. Don't you know a lot of people now are filing for waiver even though they're not even qualified for one? They're thinking of asylum, they're thinking of persecution waiver, they're thinking of Conrad 30, that's going to be for um, people that have a medical field. Then they're thinking of a hardship waiver. Of course, it's going to be the number one. And then the no objection statement. Don't you know some countries that are giving no objection statement, even though they got yes in their country, that they have no objection, they don't object him or her to stay here in the US. But the person or the Department of State still denied it, or even the USCIS still denied it because there's not a lot of proof that your presence here in the US will be very beneficial to the country. So that's how you're going to do it. Some people are even say apply for an O1 visa. That's going to be like for you showing that you have this tremendous like certificates or education, right? But be strategic because not a lot of people are just watching you right now or doing something that could help you. Sometimes they're just after your money. And please, please think of the process. There's already Chat GPT, there's already Google, there's already YouTube, there's already Facebook groups. Think of the people that have already been in the shoes, ask them and ask their opinion. We cannot give legal advice, we're just giving ideas based on what we have experienced. Our story might be different from yours, but one thing is for sure. If you are married to your US citizen spouse, we don't want to have a long distance relationship. So, for those that are doing it right now, fulfilling their 2 year rule in the Philippines, well, kudos to you because you can have those 2 years like simply passing by right away. But for me, I cannot stand not living with my spouse. I mean, there's even one night when he has to work, and it's so much time that he has to do that and the effort. Oh my gosh. And then I was sleeping in my bed all by myself. I'm like, I'm not used to that. So how much more for 2 years that you have to have a long distance relationship? And by the way, if you feel like you wanted to go back to your home country just like the Philippines and fulfill the 2 year rule, make sure you submit already your form I-130 here in the US. That way the process will be um it will start already, and then once it will be approved, you're still gonna go to the consular, to the embassy for the interview, but at least you already got the petition already up and running. But it's gonna take a longer time to do the AOS or adjustment of status before you can come back. I'm sorry, come back here in the US, right? But again, it's really up to you to be strategic. And if you wanted to push through your J1 waiver process, we have templates. There are free templates that we have, and some of them are available in the J1 waiver helping hands group with the website powerfulcouplejourney.com. So there are things that we need to discuss here, and I'm so thankful for those who are watching right now. If you wanted to reach out to me, I have a messenger, Emmary T Powell, EMMARY POWELL. I even have one person from Canada, and she said, "Well, Emery, you mentioned that the any people or somebody can ask you questions about this. Can you give me ideas?" I said, "Yes, I cannot give a legal advice, but I can give you ideas." And she's so thankful because she's living in Canada. She has a boyfriend here in the US. They wanted to work together in one state, although she needs to be in a J1 visa because nobody will give her an H1B visa in that certain state because it's kind of like a far flung, not really in the locality like the metro. It's gonna be like from, like, like the mountain area. Well, guess what? There are mountains here in the US, okay? There's mountainous areas. So that's the location they have. The good thing is, in Canada or a Canadian citizen, you don't have to fulfill the 2 year rule. So once she gets the J1 visa, because one of the district already says, yes, you can have the J1 visa, you can apply here. And then she says she's going to shift. And maybe if the relationship will go through, then she can get married to that person. And then she can transition already to having the petition. So, see, there are ways for you to do it legally. Again, we are advocating for legal status. It's not easy to have a long distance relationship, but everything is possible as long as you have faith and you can do this with your partner. Again, this is going to be a teamwork, especially if you wanted to do it yourself. It's not easy. The process for the waiver now is 21 months to almost 24 months. It's still like 2 years. But the best part is you are doing your waiver here in the US, and there's like a huge chance for you. But if you already overstayed your visa as a J1 visa holder, now that's a big problem. There's one J1 teacher who had not worked for 2 years because she submitted her waiver on her fifth year, but she was able to prove the hardship claim. I have one friend, unfortunately, she overstayed her visa. She got married here in the US, and she is really, well, optimistic that she can get the waiver. I'm not sure about that because it's like over 3 years or 4 years that she overstayed her visa. And with the Form I-94, it's already been like over 2 years. So there are like, you can be banned in the in the US for 10 years. So that's the thing. I mean, I don't know how they're gonna do it, but it's really up to them if they have a good lawyer. Again, it's not guaranteed if you have a lawyer then you can win the case. No, it's going to be based on your situation and how truthful you are in your waiver. At the same time, how can you show that there's really a hardship, not to the J1 teacher or the J1 visa holder, but to the US citizen spouse? So that's going to be the case there, okay? So for those who are watching right now, thank you so much for being here. Please remember to like, share, subscribe to Powerful Couple Journey. That way, we could share a lot of ideas to J1 teachers or to those that are looking for ways on how to do their legal process in the USCIS and the Department of State. Thank you so much for being here. And if ever I have plenty of time, I could always make time to give a shout out to everyone who is here: Aiden, Aridianto, Mary Cooks, Marianne, 22. Thank you for being here. I so thankful for the people that are really supporting our little channel, and we are growing. We're growing little by little in our powerful couple journey. Thank you so much, and God bless. See you in my next video. Have a great day.